Welcome to this video describing the VMware Cloud Services Provider Managed Security Services capabilities and solutions applicable for sovereign clouds. Security features are present across all of VMware's product portfolio. Depending on the requirements of the VMware Sovereign Services provider or the customer, additional products from VMware and ecosystem partners can be used. In this presentation, we'll give a high-level overview of these products and the customer and partner use cases they enable. These security features are essential for VMware Sovereign Cloud partners, as by nature, they deal with sensitive customer workloads and datasets, subject to regulations regarding data jurisdiction, locality, and encryption. That's why it's essential to not only be able to offer these services, but also to provide proof that the solutions are compliant. Let's start with Sovereign Build Services with the VMware SDDC Lifecycle Manager, Cloud Services Provider Lifecycle Manager, Terraform, and Tanzu Application Catalog. In order to simplify operations and lifecycle management for large, complex systems, it's important to be able to automate steps across initial deployment, day 0, automated configuration and provisioning, day 1, and automated lifecycle management, day 2 and beyond. Day 0 automation through VMware Cloud Foundation provides automated deployment of private cloud infrastructure and management components in order to stand up and deploy infrastructure quickly. Day 1 automation provides configuration of these systems with provisioning of workload domains on demand, purpose-built and scalable for traditional and modern apps. Day 2 and beyond is where most IT shops have difficulty managing software updates and patching for large-scale software systems. VMware Cloud Foundation provides automation for complete lifecycle management, including patching upgrades, monitoring, scaling, and infrastructure management. All of this is important to establish a secure, repeatable build and operations process that limits interoperability issues and possible security misconfigurations. Let's double-click on the software lifecycle management on the next slide. The VMware SDDC Manager provides the power to create complete pools of infrastructure on demand through workload domains, provides IT teams with the ability to provision private cloud infrastructure in just a few clicks. However, infrastructure provisioning is typically not done on a frequent basis, as it is traditionally disruptive and slow. Lifecycle management, on the other hand, is being done on a weekly basis, if not more often. Tasks like patching and upgrading can be daunting tasks in the data center, and the risk of configuration drift and human error can delay patching operations. Within Cloud Foundation, available updates for all components are tested for interoperability and then bundled with the necessary logic for proper installation order. This allows the software-defined infrastructure to be lifecycle managed, patched, and upgraded as a full entity rather than individual components. Cloud Foundation offers automated lifecycle management on a per-cluster basis. Update bundles are then scheduled for automatic installation, which can be applied to any cluster within any workload domain. This allows the cloud administrator to target specific workloads or environments, development or production, or dedicated customer environments with different requirements, for updates independently of the rest of the environment. Specifically for cloud service providers, VMware Cloud Provider Lifecycle Manager simplifies the operational experience by providing a comprehensive solution to deploy, upgrade, configure, and manage the Partner Connect program products used by cloud builders. It helps cloud services providers with keeping their environment up to date and consistent. Much like SDDC Manager works for the VMware SDDC stack, Cloud Provider Lifecycle Manager manages the deployment and maintenance of the cloud provider platform solutions: VMware Cloud Director, ARIA Operations Chargeback, VMware Usage Meter, and RabbitMQ, with more support for more cloud provider products in the roadmap. Cloud services providers who use Terraform's infrastructure as code solution can use it to deploy and manage VMware Cloud Director and component objects in Cloud Director, including networking and security. The automation of infrastructure components helps minimize configuration errors from manual deployment and establishes a more secure operating cloud. The open-source VMware Cloud Director Terraform provider makes it possible for cloud services providers to automate deploying many Cloud Director objects. For example, Container Service Extension, NSXT, Advanced Load Balancer, Service Catalogs, and more. Customers need to ensure that their developers stick to the recommended applications that should be vetted and penetration tested for security. Unfortunately, in many customer environments, developers have a Wild West approach to consuming applications, hence exposing potential security vulnerabilities or data privacy breaches. For custom-developed cloud-native applications, Tanzu Application Catalog provides a catalog of vetted base images, maintained by VMware as a service to partners. The Tanzu Application Catalog allows you to use your own or your customer's customized secure images or choose from base images maintained by VMware. It's designed to provide proof of provenance and proof of testing to deliver complete transparency into every stack. Using Tanzu Application Catalog helps avoid supply chain attacks caused by pulling unvetted dependencies from public application registries. Deploying and upgrading cloud infrastructure is only step one. Making sure the configuration stays correct and compliant is equally important. That's where monitoring and compliance solutions come into play. For many customers within specific verticals, there are often strict regulatory requirements the cloud and data within the cloud must adhere to. This is a typical use case for sovereign cloud. For cloud services providers, it's imperative to be able to prevent misconfigurations that could result in policy breaches and to provide proof of compliance. The Sovereign Cloud Compliance Pack for VMware ARIA Operations is a specific content pack created to monitor, remediate, and report on sovereign cloud-specific configuration characteristics. It's based upon the 20-point sovereign checklist attributions that VMware defines and partners attest to. The Compliance Pack has support for regulatory compliance frameworks like ISO, PCI, CIS, FISMA, HIPAA, DISA. It can detect and report cloud misconfigurations and visualize compliance scores, helping customers understand where they may have configuration issues. Sovereign Cloud partners can generate, schedule, and share audit-friendly Sovereign Cloud compliance posture reports with tenants, reducing the overhead and effort required to maintain compliance. The Sovereign Cloud Compliance Pack for ARIA Operations helps check conformance to the 20-point sovereign checklist. Considering the 20-point sovereign checklist for sovereign clouds, the Sovereign Cloud Compliance Pack for ARIA Operations considers domains of capability across data independence and interoperability, data access and integrity, data security and compliance, and data sovereignty and jurisdictional controls. Naturally, the Compliance Pack can only provide coverage for configuration, and hence is primarily focused on data access, data security, and compliance of the virtual estate. The Compliance Pack monitors, surfaces alerts and violations, and has a dashboard that displays compliance score, along with a list of violations and objects that are non-compliant, along with object-level breakdown. You can further dive deep into the alerted violations to understand the descendant impact of the violation as to how that's affecting the related systems. ARIA Operations Management Packs can be used to extend ARIA operations with knowledge of the specific solutions in use in your customer environments. Customers can gain access to the ARIA Unified Data Analytics platform and bring relationship-aware context to their hybrid cloud. Management packs can help with performing rapid root cause analysis with relationship-aware connections for applications and deeper metric collection for differing application types. Security is king in sovereign clouds, and ensuring proper network isolation in dynamic cloud networks can be very complex. All customer workloads need to be segregated between workload domains and differing customers, while other applications need specific interconnectivity. ARIA Operations for Networks can help providers or customers visualize traffic flows in private and public cloud environments and use this information to properly configure network segmentation. Having visibility of traffic flow can help identify issues and provide recommended policies to rectify traffic flow to ensure the network and applications remain secure and isolated as required. For customers that have heterogeneous cloud environments or audit requirements that go beyond the capabilities of ARIA Operations and its Sovereign Cloud Compliance Pack, the Cavionics Cloud Platform is a validated partner solution for sovereign cloud. The Cavionics Cloud Platform provides visibility of all data and applications assets on-premises and on-cloud. With a unified enterprise dashboard for managing hybrid cloud IT risk at scale and out-of-the-box support for over 38 existing regulations, Cavionics also can provide remediation from issues with integration to cloud-native microsegmentation functions for automatic policy enablement. This solution can generate new revenue for sovereign cloud providers by managing hybrid multi-cloud environments, risk, and compliance on behalf of customers. All sovereign clouds require key management. Today we can supply this with our ecosystem partners as well as new functionality in Cloud Director. When placing sensitive data at an external provider, Sovereign Cloud customers can ensure control by using encryption of virtual machines and virtual storage to keep sensitive workload and data in confined boundary. Having a key management service that the customer manages keeps the customer in control of the encryption keys used, ensuring keys are not exportable or accessible outside customer boundary. Sovereign Cloud partners can partner with Fortanix to offer secrets management as a service for storage, VM, and application encryption. Fortanix delivers hardware security modules, or HMS, as a service for complete key lifecycle and secrets management. Using this solution, providers cannot access the data of the customers, and the customer stays completely in control. Cloud Director 10.5.1 releases a new add-on for key management, allowing customer administrators to provide their own key management service to their customer organizations within Cloud Director. This is a very simple-to-use solution designed to put customers in control of not only their keys, but also their key management service, providing complete control over which organization virtual data centers are encrypted using a defined key management service and subsequent keys. As data expands exponentially and needs to be secured, we provide storage services relevant to sovereign data protection and encryption with vSAN and partner ecosystem provider Cloudian. In the previous section, we discussed how sovereign cloud providers can use encryption and key management solutions to encrypt virtual machines. VMware's vSAN solution has encryption built in for data at rest and data in transit, and it can be enabled or disabled based on the customer's organizational needs. vSAN provides exceptional flexibility through per-cluster settings for space efficiency, data at rest encryption, data in transit encryption, iSCSI target services, and file services. Simplifies initial design and ongoing operations. For sovereign cloud customers wanting to use object storage for their applications, Cloudian Hyperstore offers encrypted S3-compatible object storage in a multi-tenant environment with Cloud Director. Using Cloudian, customers get data at rest AES 256 encryption and data in flight with TLS 1.2 and 1.3. Cloudian also provides secure multi-tenancy with Cloud Director. Unique namespaces and management and quality of service controls ensure performance. Immutable data storage that cannot be changed or deleted, making it an ideal backup destination for ransomware protection. Networking is crucial for all clouds, and in the software-defined world, this also is used to enforce a lot of security. VMware supplies networking functionality with NSX and management of networks with ARIA operations for networks. All customer cloud environments expand and contract, and for administrators, this presents a challenge to keep up with the security of the workloads in the cloud. Failure to keep up can result in compliance failures or, worse, actual breaches in security. NSX distributed firewalls are a great way to ensure consistent per-VM firewall policies for your SDDC in Cloud Director and standalone with NSXT. Distributed firewalls use microsegmentation technology to protect each workload, no matter where it is in your VMware Sovereign Cloud. This solution not only prevents lateral movement of traffic as per policy, but is also recognized as limiting ransomware spread. Dynamic policies can help administrators cover every workload based on tags or identifiers, so each workload is automatically protected in the Sovereign Cloud with the right policy for that workload type. However, there's always a chance a bad actor can get through, and prevention is better than cure. This is where NSX intrusion protection and intrusion detection comes in. With IDS and IPS in software, private sovereign clouds get an extra layer of security. NSX IDS IPS provides a scale-out architecture with massive throughput to ensure absolute coverage with no blind spots. And the dynamic firewall policies can still move with workloads within the Sovereign Cloud with active remediation automation against unknown behavior. NSX IDS IPS can enable many additional use cases for sovereign clouds, such as regulatory compliance is enabled in software-based IDS IPS for critical apps, eliminating blind spots and easily achieving compliance requirements for PCI DSS, HIPAA, SOX, etc. Virtual zones can be created in software without the cost and complexity of air-gapped networks or physical separation securing provider-tenant traffic. Partners and customers can increase their speed of innovation and minimize operational costs by replacing discrete centralized appliances and gaining the advantage of native IDS/IPS implementation in NSX, simply turning it on. Lateral movement detection is enabled with signature-based detection, anomaly detection, and protocol conformance checks. Lastly, keeping up to date with patching is critical, and customers can virtually patch known vulnerabilities in complex legacy applications, enabling widespread use of virtual patching for all workloads in the data center. ARIA Operations for Networks provides flow-based application discovery powered by machine learning, providing essential visibility of traffic flow to ensure security is being maintained. With TCP session visibility into incomplete sessions, it becomes easier to troubleshoot issues and provide Day 2 assurance verification with guided network troubleshooting, faster detection of anomalies. ARIA Operations for Networks is a multi-cloud solution that can be extended into other clouds to provide complete hybrid cloud flow analysis and control. Workload services include the underlying hypervisor and the inbuilt security capabilities inherent in vSphere. Also, ecosystem providers like VM and Cloudian provide additional complementary services such as backup, ransomware protection, and S3 object storage. Delivering identity and access management is key in sovereign clouds. vCenter Server has been able to interact with Active Directory and LDAP directories for a long time. It also has its own directory as part of the vSphere Single Sign-On (SSO). One of the biggest ways that our customers can improve their security is through good password policies, and one of the easiest ways to do that is to implement multi-factor authentication. The problem then is that there are so many ways to implement MFA, and it's nearly impossible for VMware to extend vCenter Server with all of them. Furthermore, even if we implement some of them, we're duplicating what many customers already have in their corporate identity management systems, and that doesn't mesh with our desire to make life better for our users. The solution for us is federation, using open authentication and authorization standards like OAuth 2 and OIDC supported in vCenter and Cloud Director. vCenter Server talks to enterprise identity providers and keeps the vSphere admins and vCenter Server out of the process. This simplifies the admin's job and reduces audit scope. It also opens the door to lots of different multi-factor authentication methods because they already know how to plug into things like Active Directory Federation Services, or ADFS. vSphere 7 supports ADFS out of the box. Last, all the legacy authentication options still exist, though if you're going to switch to Identity Federation, it replaces integrated Windows authentication and LDAP. Single sign-on is still there as a break-glass emergency access mechanism, though. Overall, it's very much like signing into a web application using Apple or Google credentials, where users enter their username and vCenter Server redirects them to ADFS. From there, ADFS works with AD and whatever MFA provider is installed to verify identity, making sure the user is really the user. Once that's done, a token is issued back to the user and to vCenter Server, and users can proceed to log. VMware took another step and created vSphere Trust Authority. VTA is a very foundational technology and opens the doors to making trust a lot easier to work with throughout the whole stack, from the bare metal all the way through the workloads. It creates a hardware root of trust, a trusted computing base, using a small, separately managed cluster of ESXi hosts. These hosts take over the task of attestation and will be the ones that verify the other clusters to ensure that those systems meet the requirements for trust. The trusted hosts take over the communications with the key managers too. This simplifies the connections to the KMSs, which simplifies risk auditing, as well as ensuring that the host that fails attestation doesn't get access to secrets. Without those secrets, the host can't run an encrypted VM, which is good. We don't want an encrypted VM on an untrusted server. Workload clusters can be managed with a separate vCenter Server instance, which can also be encrypted and protected. VMware introduced VM encryption in vSphere 6.5, and under that model, we use an external key management system, or KMS, to generate and store encryption keys. vCenter Server manages the connections to that. That method is all right, but presents a few potential issues. First, there's a dependency loop if vCenter Server is being hosted inside the cluster it manages, which is the most common scenario, so we can't do much enforcement of attestation policies without potential problems. Second, vCenter Server is in the critical path, so it can't be encrypted. So we added vSphere Trust Authority. We create a separate small cluster of ESXi hosts that serves as our trusted computing base and becomes the gatekeeper for access to cryptographic secrets. Under this model, if a host doesn't pass the secure boot checks or routine configuration checks, what we call attestation, it is denied access to the encryption keys until the problem is sorted out. And control of these checks can be isolated more thoroughly onto the VTA cluster itself, with a small number of trusted admins. We can also encrypt the vCenter servers because it isn't in the critical path any longer. This requires Hardware Trusted Platform Modules, or TPMs. TPMs are an inexpensive way to get a lot of deep security in environments and will be crucial as we move forward. Don't buy a new server without a TPM. Now that it's super easy to enable encryption by using native key provider, we can enable virtual TPMs too. A virtual TPM is a virtual device you can add to a VM that emulates a TPM 2.0 chip. It should be noted it has nothing to do with physical TPMs and servers. The physical TPM is used exclusively by ESXi and cannot be used by a VM. This makes sense too. We don't want a workload to store secrets in a place that, if the server failed, they'd be lost. So we virtualize the TPM and, true to form, call it the vTPM. It relies on VM encryption to keep the secrets it stores for the guest safe. vTPM has been around for a while, but only appeared if you were running versions of Microsoft Windows. Customers were switching their Linux VM configuration to, say, Windows, add the vTPM, and then switch them back. Moving forward, we offer it as a tested and supported option for some of the major Linux distributions too. No IT environment is complete without a reliable backup and recovery solution, which these days also includes ransomware protection. But in sovereign cloud environments, this solution needs to support data sovereignty requirements. Also, backing up just virtual machines is not enough. Ideally, the backup solution should integrate with public clouds, support modern applications, and perhaps even SaaS data. VM Backup and Replication offers a multi-tenant backup and recovery solution that supports VMware Sovereign Cloud, as well as multi-cloud environments, cloud-native applications, and SaaS. It integrates with the Cloudian Hyperstore solution we saw earlier to provide immutable recovery points that help with ransomware recovery. Through its integration with VMware Cloud Director, cloud services providers can offer a multi-tenant data protection as a service offering directly from the UI. Disaster recovery and business continuity capabilities are requirements for data availability and recovery in all clouds, but particularly sovereign clouds, where data is of restricted or secret nature. Another solution that integrates with VMware Cloud Director is VMware Cloud Director Availability. It uses virtual appliances to replicate data between customer and/or provider environments. This can be used for one-time environment migration or for ongoing disaster recovery between customer environments or between two provider cloud environments, with or without Cloud Director. Cloud Director Availability helps with onboarding to sovereign cloud environments, even orchestrating network migration. It's multi-tenant by design and supports complex DR and migration plans with failover sequences, manual prompts, and waiting times. It's purpose-built for cloud service providers and integrates with the cloud provider platform. Cloud Director Availability offers free migration and up to a 1-minute RPO for disaster recovery at a very competitive cost. Fully integrated with Cloud Director, it is the best solution for data availability and protection. Cloud Director Availability has some great value propositions for cloud providers, with simple synchronous management at either target or destination, providing secure migration and disaster recovery out of the box. Simple onboarding with no agent deployments and automated Layer 2 network connectivity. It's natively integrated with Cloud Director, providing a better user experience and negating new product user training. And being a single converged platform, it reduces TCO and operational complexities. Lastly, all sovereign clouds require innovation and application modernization capabilities and solutions. Security is paramount in these environments, where developers will utilize products and data for sovereign solution evolution. VMware Tanzu Standard provides an enterprise-grade Kubernetes runtime across both on-premises, public clouds, and at the edge, with a global control plane for consistent and secure management at scale. It helps customers realize the benefits of multi-cloud, operate all clusters consistently across environments, while enhancing security and governance over your entire K8's footprint. Cloud providers can offer the same environments that end customers can use on their own infrastructure or other clouds, ensuring seamless application portability. Out of the box, Tanzu Standard provides pod security policies, allowing you to enforce security policies at the pod level. You can define policies to control the capabilities and permissions of containers running within pods. Image vulnerability scanning is integrated with image vulnerability scanning tools to identify and mitigate security risks in container images. It helps you ensure that only secure and trusted images are deployed. Network segmentation provides network segmentation capabilities to isolate and secure different workloads running on the Kubernetes clusters. It allows you to define network policies to control traffic flow between pods and external services. Authentication and authorization supporting various authentication mechanisms such as LDAP, Active Directory, and SAML to ensure secure access to the Kubernetes clusters. It also provides role-based access control, RBAC, to manage user permissions. And finally, encryption and secrets management for encryption of data in transit and at rest within the Kubernetes clusters. It also provides secure storage and management of sensitive information, such as API keys and passwords, using Kubernetes secrets. VMware Application Catalog allows you to build a private catalog of custom packaged open source application components that are continuously maintained and verifiably tested for use in production environments. Built by leveraging Bitnami's experience in packaging hundreds of open source software applications and delivering them to millions of developers, VMware Application Catalog aims to address the open source software needs of enterprises by providing them with stronger control and deeper visibility into their open source software supply chains. VMware Application Catalog ensures the integrity of the software supply chain by verifying the authenticity and integrity of the application artifacts, including container images and Helm charts. It provides auditing capabilities to track user activities and changes made to the catalog, enabling compliance with regulatory requirements. Lastly, it provides secure communication protocols, like HTTPS, to encrypt data transmission between clients and the catalog server, ensuring data privacy and protection. We hope this presentation has provided you with some further insights of security aspects of the VMware Sovereign Cloud portfolio. Please visit our Cloud Solutions webpage for more information about the solutions discussed here.